Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome to the Amityville Broadcasting. I'm Lucas Torres, and we have a very special night tonight. We have senior night, and we're going to jump straight to it with our announcer, Gerald Asbeld.
Next up, this first-year varsity player has done it all in practices and in games, and is one of the toughest kids to set foot on an Amityville basketball court. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tyler Hinton! Accompanied by his lovely mother. Tyler also is a star football player for the Warriors. Next up, this two-year varsity player, Nick, is one of the most coachable and outstanding teammates in the history of Amityville basketball. His improvement from last year to this year makes him a true force in the upcoming playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome downtown Nick Brown! And parents, that's right, opening on night. They got a feed later. All right. This two-year varsity player and captain of the 2023 team is an all-around versatile player and a welcome addition to the team. His passion and dedication to improve will help him play at the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Justin Thornton. And parents. Last but not least, this first-year varsity player and 2023 All-State soccer player and state champion is a true leader of the basketball team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Cats Meow, Mr. Matthew Katz. And parents. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for all of our seniors. They will be remembered forever.
Welcome to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I hope you all are having a wonderful night. We are, as you all just saw, we are having a senior night with all of our wonderful seniors, and all led by our head coach, Jack Agostino. And he's also just got his 500th career win, which is an amazing feat. And this, sadly, might be the last home game for the seniors and everything, which is, again, incredible for the seniors because they've been here for 4 years now, and now they're back with their head coach. Again, 500 wins. That's incredible. We all know that Jack Agostino, the man himself, could have definitely gotten more, but he had a little bit of a, not a delay to say, but a little bit of a in-between. But again, amazing night here tonight. I'm Lucas Torres, here with Grice, and this is the Amityville Broadcasting Network, and we're going to break down this whole night between Kingspark, Kingsman, and the Amityville Warriors.
Well, this is a special night, and I think you phrased it perfectly, Lucas, where Jack Agostino, 500 career wins, all-time great coach, one of the greatest of all time in New York State, 4-time state champion, one of his former players on that state championship team, Jason Frazier. He's out with the crowd right now, taking some pictures with the team. He's now an assistant coach with this program. But tonight, is not just about Jack Agostino, it's about these seniors, as you said. And we would like to acknowledge the following seniors: Elijah Jabbar, Justin Thornton, Tyler Hinton, Jermaine Jackson, Nick Brown, and of course Matthew Katz, as they are wrapping up their careers here at Amityville Memorial High School. It's been a fun year. For many of them, it's been a long and fulfilling career, and they are looking to put on a show tonight. It will be difficult as they are taking on the Kingsmen, a team which Amityville has already beaten this year, but they're the only ones to do it in the league.
Again, that's a big feat in its own space, really. Kingspark is now number 1, going 12-1 in the league. Amityville with a close 5th place, going 7-6. But as I spoke to Jack Agostino earlier today, and he even said, after this league game and we go into playoffs, those league games don't matter. Everyone has this clean slate, and everyone's going out for blood. And speaking of Amityville, their last game played was against Glenn on the 3rd. With Amityville winning that game, Amityville is currently on a 3-game streak. But let's break down the Amityville versus Glenn game. Just to start off, Jack Agostino in that game earned his 500th career win, as we already talked about. Savell Williams scored 19 points. Justin Thornton had 13 points and 3 steals. Sherwin Johnson added an 11 points and 11 rebounds for Amityville. Again, those rebounds mean so much, especially with close games like that, the putbacks and everything.
So Glenn is a team that Amityville has a lot of history with, and Agostino spoke about how nice it was to get that win against a team like John Glenn. But Amityville comes in 7-6 in the conference, 11-8 overall, and John Glenn was 2-11 in the conference. They're at the bottom of the standings. So that was a game that the Warriors had to have, and they took care of business. And you know what? They did it with their best players. But one of the things that I like, and we've talked about this, Lucas, all year, Christian Smiley, he's the sniper that the Warriors rely on from shooting from the outside. But if you look at the last game, other players on this team are starting to get hot and step up offensively, and they're doing it at the right time, as the Warriors have guaranteed themselves a playoff game. It will be on the road. This may be the last time Amityville plays here at home, but they are in. They have some unfinished business, but they have some other players offensively that are key who've been stepping up.
Speaking of those key players, I think we need to take a little bit of a side note and talk about Savell Williams with a total of 19 points, 1 3-pointer, 4 free throws, and 6. Again, amazing player that we're just seeing spark up out of a whole new area. This whole team, Amityville, is just, they have this newfound energy and just whole new wanting for this game, especially now with playoffs coming up. They want to get there, and yes, they already have a place now, but this game against Kingspark, if they do win, that's just going to get them a better seed and just be able to get a higher standing and play against a better team.
We know that Amityville is always going to bring the effort and the defensive tenacity. That's something Coach Agostino always stresses. The question really is going to be, is their offensive game going to be there? And we don't know. Amityville's kind of been a little streaky this year. They started off the year very strong. Had a couple losses out of league, but that's okay. You play tougher teams to challenge yourselves. And then they went on a losing streak in league, which hurt them. But you mentioned before, they have finished up strong up to this point, 3 consecutive wins. Can they finish with 4 in a row going into the playoffs? We don't know the opponent yet. We'll have to wait and see. And even though this one won't determine if they get in or not, it is such an important game for the Warriors to be able to come out and put up a good front against the top team in the league.
Just to reiterate, we're going to have an amazing night here against the Kingspark Kingsmen versus the Amityville Warriors. And I had the chance to talk to Jack Agostino, head coach of the Amityville Varsity boys basketball team, and we're going to head to the coaches show right now. This is the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm Lucas Torres here with head coach of the Amityville Varsity boys basketball team, Jack Agostino. Congratulations on your 500th career win. Amazing feat, I gotta say. What does this milestone mean to you, and how is it going to motivate you and your team during today's game?
Well, it means a real lot to me. It's just really an amazing story from beginning to end, from 1987 to now. it's just an unbelievable story, and to do it against John Glenn makes it even more special. Hold on one second. Let me get these guys the balls.
Congratulations on your 500th win. What does this milestone mean to you overall?
Well, like I said, it's just an amazing feat. To be honest with you, it's longevity, having great players, working with great people. I've had so many great assistant coaches over the years, especially Toby Mullen, who was here back when I first started, and now finishing up with Jason Frazier, my brother Anthony, and Coach Kretz. It's really a tremendous honor to work with so many great kids.
You've been here for plenty of years. You've seen Amityville as a family, as everyone's been calling it. How have you seen everyone grow together and just grow as a community here and as a team?
No, that is really a great situation that happened here. Amityville's always been a tight-knit community, and basketball is like the common bond. And anytime basketball does well, it seems like the community is really in good spirits.
Today's a special day, as we all know. It's senior day. What have these seniors meant to you and the teammates?
Well, the seniors, again, I told them it's an historic moment, because to be part of a team and a coach that had this great milestone, this senior class will be remembered forever.
How do you balance giving your seniors an opportunity to play one more time in front of the home crowd while trying to win a game against first place Kingspark?
Yeah, no, it's a hard situation, but these seniors have earned the right to get on the court, so they're going to get the opportunity to start today. Hopefully they start off well. They play well, they'll keep playing.
Now, I think we all have this question on our head. How are you going to defend against leading scorer, number one as of right now, Matthew Garside?
Yeah, he's probably the best player in the league. He's really almost unstoppable. He can score from inside, he score from outside. He's smart, he's unselfish. He does a lot of great things. We did a pretty decent job last time, so hopefully we do another good job today.
Your team has won the past 3 games. How important is it to finish the regular season strong as you are entering the playoffs?
Well, of course, once the playoffs start, once the regular season ends, it's a whole new season. So today's game matters. The most important game of our lives today. But once we get to practice tomorrow, it's playoff mode, whole new season. Everybody's 0-0 again.
So once you guys hit playoffs, you guys are looking with this whole new perspective just to be in that moment, not worrying about that regular season?
Yes, 100%. Everybody's on the same playing field now. They're not going to be 14-1 or 13-1 anymore. They're going to be 0-0. We're not going to be 7-7. We're going to be 0-0. So that's the best way to start the playoff season.
So, last question. What are your keys to victory for today's game?
Well, again, it's from day one, it hasn't changed. We have to put in maximum effort. We have to be unselfish, and we have to take care of the ball. So if we turn the ball over, not good results. If we take care of the ball, cash in on defensive stops, we're going to win the game.
Thank you so much.
Gotcha.
I'm Lucas Torres here with the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Tip-off at 5:45.
I just got to say one thing. Lucas is a tremendous professional. I've done this a lot of years, over 30 years. I'm very impressed with what he does.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm Lucas Torres here with Matthew Grice. And just to rebuttal, we're in an amazing face-off watching the Kingspark Kingsmen and the Amityville Warriors. It's going to be an amazing game here tonight. And I'm going to go straight to Aaron Kruder.
Hi, I'm Aaron Kruder with the Amityville Broadcasting Network here at Amityville for today's senior game. And the last time Amityville played Kingspark was in early January, and they won with a score of 51-48. Now let's hope they can pull off another win for tonight. Back to you guys.
Just to point out, Kingspark's only loss is to the Amityville Warriors. And just to go off on to Kingspark for a little bit, Kingspark has now an 8-game win streak, and they are 12-1. But again, that streak might end here today by the Amityville Warriors.
Kingspark coming off a home win against Harborfield, 58-47. They're led by their top player, somebody that we're going to have to pay a lot of attention today to, and that's Matthew Garside, the #1 scorer in Suffolk County, somebody the Warriors are going to have to try to shut down. He put up 14 in the last game to go along with 8 rebounds and 6 assists, but he had some help from a couple other players too that are keys on this team, and that includes Thomas Matanti, and who will put up 14 points, and also Joe Romano, who added 10 points and 5 assists of his own. So this is a team that comes in with a lot of offense and looking to avenge their only league loss of the season.
Just to talk about Matthew Garside really quick, he is a 6'3" and a senior and playing at the guard position. He is currently at the top of the division in scoring, at least, with 27.6 points average. And again, this is going to be one of those players that Amityville just needs to look out for, just all over, especially since we saw from the previous game with Kingspark and Harborfield. They work together, and they're all in this together, whether it's on the court or off it, and they're going to need to, Amityville is going to need to watch out for that.
So keys for the game for Amityville today, if they are going to want to pull off what really is or would be another upset, then what the Warriors are going to have to do, they're going to have to shut down these juggernauts, play strong defensively, but most importantly, and we talked about it before, Lucas, they're going to have to get a lot of people involved offensively, and more than just fast break points off the glass, they're going to need to hit shots from the outside and get everybody involved. If they can do that, then they have a chance to once again upset the #1 team in the league and go into the postseason on a high note.
I'm Lucas Torres, here with Matthew Grice and Aaron Cooter, and this is the Amityville Broadcasting Network with tip-off coming up next.
Clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
Affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
Make some new space in the record books. Coach Jack Agostino has earned his 500th career victory after a road win at John Glenn. Tonight, Agostino comes home to celebrate. He's joined this evening by 6 Warrior seniors who will be honored for the final time in their careers in front of the Warrior faithful. When the festivities finish, it's all about business as Division III leader Kingspark comes to town looking to avenge the one blemish on an otherwise perfect league record. Will Lightning strike twice, or will the Kingsmen leave little doubt on the team to beat heading into the playoffs? Find out now on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And Broadcasting Network is Williams Memorial Gymnasium on the Claude Fire Court. It is the last home game of the regular season for the Amityville Warriors. It is time to celebrate Jack Agostino's 500 career win, and it is senior night. 6 seniors get honored, but there is business at hand. The Kingspark Kingsmen are in town. They come in with a 12-1 league record, sitting atop the Division III standards, 14-5 overall. Amityville, 7-6 in league play, 11-8 overall. And the Warriors, they're looking for a second upset this year as Kingspark's one loss came at the hands of Kingspark. Matt Grice, Lucas Torres, thank you so much for joining us here this evening on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. It should be a fun game. We have the starting lineups coming up in just a moment, but before we do that, we'll have to see, actually, it looks like the team is going to honor Coach Agostino. We're going to go to PA address announcer as he is honored for his 500th career win.
a landmark in New York State basketball. And now to say a few words about the coach, here is one of his star players from back in the day. Please welcome Mr. Jason Freeze. Everybody, just wanted to honestly give Coach Agostino a hand, round of applause. 20 years of Amityville basketball. 20 years for a championship, conference, Long Island championship, even more Southern County championships. I think the biggest thing that people who've been a part of programs and coaches understand that coaching is one thing with the X's and O's, but true coaching is when you touch someone outside their lives. And I can attest to myself personally and dozens of other players where we know we spend more time with a coach outside and off the court than we did on the court in practice. And for that, I speak for myself, and I'm sure I speak for all the alumni. We love you, Coach. Congratulations.
So a nice little pregame ceremony to honor the 500th win. It is an exciting night here. Let's get down to it right now. We're giving you the starting lineups. We'll first start with the Kingspark Kingsmen. The number 1 scorer in Suffolk County, number 5, Matthew Garside. Number 13, Thomas Matonti. Number 14, Joe Romano. Number 21, Matthew Lyman. Number 23, Scott McConville. And those are your starting 5, with the key being to stop Matthew Garside.
Again, can you feel the energy in the room from Amityville, especially all their seniors and everyone here to support the seniors? Everyone's expecting this game. They're expecting a fight between the Amityville Warriors and the Kingspark Kingsmen.
All right, now let's check out the Amityville Warriors starters, and it's going to be a special group of starters tonight as Coach Agostino allows his seniors to take the court. It'll be number 2, Justin Thornton, number 10, Tyler Hinton, number 12, Jermaine Jackson, number 20, Nick Brown, and number 25, who'll be playing center and taking the opening tip, Matthew Katz. So again, congratulations, as they are all seniors, and we are underway here in Amityville. Opening tip goes to Romano of Kingspark, immediately out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover off the maroon jerseys, and the Warriors get their first possession of the evening.
Not even 3 seconds into the game, and we could already see the face-off between Amityville Warriors and the Kingspark Kingsmen.
Thornton has it, bottom of the circle. Let's see how long Agostino keeps his seniors as opposed to his usual starters. Thornton, one of those starters, as he hands it off to Jackson. Jackson dribbles once, throws it past to Brown, loses the handle but regains composure, guarded by Garside. Brown in the paint, long 2, doesn't go from Katz. And coming back the other way is Romano and the Kingsmen. Romano has it, left wing, picks up his dribble, needs some help, bounce pass in the paint, hands it over to Lyman, up with his shot, no good. And we get a whistle and a foul. So Matthew Lyman, who had 8 points in the last contest against Harbor Fields, he'll go to the free throw line, looking to put the first points of the contest on the board. 35 seconds gone by here in the first quarter. Again, we thank you for joining us here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network as Lyman hits the first of 2 free throws.
First points here today in the game. But again, it's only a 35-second game so far. Anything can happen between the Amityville Warriors and the Kingspark Kingsmen. We've already seen the Amityville Warriors strike down the Kingsmen once.
Both free throws fall. 2-0 early lead, opening minute of the contest. Thornton has it, left wing, cross court to Brown. Brown double teamed, looking for help. Finds Katz. Katz in the paint, picked off by Garside, who anticipated that pass nicely. And Garside brings the ball up, guarded by Hinton. Garside in the paint, puts up a shot, doesn't go, gets his own rebound. Follow through, that won't hit. Gets a rebound again, and back to the top of the key as McConville will slow things down and hand it off to their 1 guard, Joe Romano. Fresh shot clock, 6:45 to go in the opening quarter. 2-0, Kingsmen in front. Right block, it's Lyman. Back to Romano. Thinking about the 3-pointers, Matoni. Romano has it, top of the key, long 3-pointer, doesn't go for Garside. But once again, the 4th offensive rebound on this possession for the Kingsmen. And Romano will slow things down and reset the offense. Romano to Matondi. Romano. Romano has it right side. Bounce pass. Charity stripe. Matonti. Left wing. Top of the key, Romano. Crossover dribble in the paint. Up with the left-hand floater and hits. 4-0. 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
We already see Coach Agostino trying to bring in 3 new players here just to see what work they can put in for this quarter.
Thornton gets around the screen, drives left side up with the right hand. That shot doesn't go, and the board pulled down by Romano. 4-0, 5:46 to go in the first. And here comes Garside. Garside thinks about taking a shot, finds Romano, open three-pointer, off the front of the rim, no good. And Hinton pulls down a much-needed defensive rebound for the Amityville Warriors.
The Warriors already catching on to some of the Kingspark.
Hinton, three-pointer, drills it. Tyler Hinton, the senior, gets the Warriors on the board in style. It's 4-3. Warriors trail by 1, 5:15 to go, opening quarter.
The Warriors already catching on to the Kingsmen's defense, but Kingsmen trying to fight back already with 5 minutes left.
Lyman puts up a three off the far side of the rim, and the board pulled down by Justin Thornton. Warriors looking to try to take their first lead, but that pass behind Nick Brown, and we get some substitutions as entering the game. Sherwin Johnson, Savell Williams, and Christian Smiley getting his first action of the day, as Jermaine Jackson will take a seat along with Tyler Hinton. And here we go. The starters, the usual starters in the ballgame. I apologize. Hinton still in the ballgame. Savell Williams, cross court to Thornton. Thornton with the tray. Front of the rim, no good. Board pulled down by Lyman. 4-3, Warriors trail by 1. Lyman hands it off to Garside. Garside in front of the Warrior bench, far sideline. Hands it off back to Romano. Romano, bottom of the circle. 20 seconds on the shot clock, guarded by Smiley. Garside, three-pointer, left wing. Short, rebound Hinton, and Warriors bring the ball up the court. 4:21 to go, first quarter. Warriors trail by 1. Good pressure by Romano, but Williams able to retain possession. Smiley gets his first touch on the offensive side. Driving in the lane, doesn't go for Williams. And Garside putting the pressure up the court, but loses the handle. Smiley hits the deck, gets the recovery. Dangerous pass, but Williams pulls it down, puts up a 5-footer in the paint, and drills it. Warriors, first lead of the game, 5-4, just under 4 to play in the first quarter. Good defense against Romano, and Thornton's defense comes through. Here's a fast break, wide open layup, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Sherwin Johnson. We get a whistle, and it looks like the officials are going to call a jump ball, which would give possession to Kingspark. Good pace to start this game. 5-4, Warriors out in front, 3:38 to go, first quarter.
As we already see with the Amityville, they are Warriors. They're already fighting back with 3 minutes left in this game.
McConville gets it over to Matonti in the paint. Takes it from right side to left side, forces a pass over Romano, loses the handle, gets it back, puts up a shot in the paint, and it doesn't go, but he draws the foul. So Joe Romano, who is one of the captains on this team, he's only a 10th grader, but you can see how good he is with the ball in his hands. He goes to the charity stripe for the first time today.
Amityville and the Kingsmen both fighting for it, even with 3 minutes left. It's a very aggressive basketball game as of right now. Very close already, and we already know that Agostino has been watching the Kingspark Kingsmen for a while now, especially with them at the top of the food chain.
So Romano hits 1 of 2, ending the Warrior 5-0 run. And it is now 5-all, 3:15 to go, first quarter. Thornton picks up his dribble, finds Smiley in the paint, spins around left side, up with the floater, and gets the bounce. Warriors 7-5, 3:04 to go, first quarter. Lyman down low, we get a whistle underneath McConville, checked from behind, and it'll be a foul on Amityville as we get a substitution, and senior Tyler Hinton comes and takes a seat. And entering in the ball game for the first time, Anias Duncan, who has been a very good player for the Warriors off the bench this year. And right away, his defense coming through as Duncan gets the tip on the inbound pass. Ultimately goes off of Matanti's hands, and the Warriors get the ball back. 7-5 Amityville in front, 2:55 to go, first quarter.
The Amityville Warriors has a team full of pickpockets that will just snag the ball at any chance that they can get. We'll see how the Kingsmen can defend against that.
Thornton to Duncan to Smiley, back to Duncan. Left wing three-pointer, uncontested, off the front of the rim, no good. Duncan, showing his energy up the bench, gets his own rebound back to Thornton, top of the key, thinks about driving. Instead, passes it to Johnson. Johnson, cross-court to Duncan. Duncan guarded by Lyman. Now it's Johnson, bottom of the circle, sets up the play. Smiley left wing in front of the Kingsman bench. Right side now, three-pointer by Williams. Doesn't go, off the corner of the rim, and the board is pulled down by Romano. Warriors up by 2, approaching the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Garside spins, shot, doesn't go, and we get a whistle and a foul, and it will be on the Kingsmen. Warriors retain possession, and Lucas, I think the key so far today, Matt Garside has been held off the scoreboard.
Again, honestly, the Kingspark are just trying to keep their crown in today's game. They're going to need to protect that castle. I know it's a kind of a cliche, but the Warriors are just fighting relentless and keeping Garside away from the ball.
7-5 under 2 to play, first quarter. Johnson has a right wing behind the back dribble, cross court, it's Williams. Williams dribbling with the left hand in the paint from underneath. That doesn't go, gets his own board up and under from the right side. Shot won't go, but Savell Williams, the junior and co-captain of this team, will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
The Kingsmen here are going to need to fight for that top spot, or should I say, the top of the throne, especially with the Warriors coming out straight off the bat, very aggressive with 1:47 left, with Savell Williams at the line.
Williams puts up the first of 2. Off the back of the rim, no good. Williams had a big game, 19 points against John Glenn last Friday in Agostino's 500th career win. Looking to get on the board for the second time today as he hits the second free throw. So that's his third point of the contest. 8-5 Warriors, biggest lead of the game. 1:45 to go in the first quarter, and the press is on. Ball in the hands of the best player arguably in Suffolk County. Garside double teamed in the backcourt, finds McConville in the front court, and we get a whistle and a foul called on Anias Duncan.
Anias Duncan, a very defensive player, but he a little bit maybe too defensive that he's got to stay off the fouls. We're going to see an amazing fight between the Warriors and the Kingsmen.
Matanti back in the game gives Romano a breather. Matanti taking over the one guard, looking for a screen. Smiley steps up in his face. Matanti still has it going from right to left. Now it's Lyman from the baseline. Gets it back to Matanti. Drives in the lane. Christian Smiley goes long arm, swatting the ball away. Out of bounds it goes. Warriors possession. 8-5, 1:18 to go, first quarter.
The Warriors playing amazing defense. As we already know, the Warriors have put up the only loss against Kingsmen.
Williams in the paint, looking for a pass. Pass gets tipped. Loose ball far sideline, baseline, sideline corner. Warriors able to get possession with Johnson. Driving in the lane, and he hits the shot and draws the foul. A chance for a three-point play. Sherwin Johnson gives the Warriors a 10-5 lead. 57.8 seconds to go in the first quarter.
The Amityville Warriors with a smart play, especially by number 4, Sherwin Johnson, drawing his first few points and a foul all in the same go.
Johnson looking to complete the three-point play, and as clean as it can be through the net, he does the job. 11-5, Warriors in front, under a minute to go, opening quarter. Full court press is on. John Flynn in the game. He tries to bring the ball up court. Instead, hands over the responsibility to Matanti. Matanti, guarded by Thornton. Bounce pass, down low. McConville, double teamed, puts up a shot, won't go. Smiley able to battle and get the defensive board. 35 seconds, about a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Smiley has it right in front of us here on press row. 22 seconds on the shot clock, 23 in the game clock. Warriors with an 11-5 lead as Christian Smiley clearly trying to hold on before the last shot, Kingspark allowing him to do it. And now Coach Chris Rube is telling his team, put the pressure on as Duncan gets it, drives in the lane, loses the handle, pass intercepted by Garside. 7 seconds left. Garside's going to try to take it. 3 on the clock. Up, swatted away, and a foul, a smart foul by Amityville. Garside will go to the line, but the Warriors prevented Garside from having the opportunity of the three-point play. But I think if you look back at this play, Coach Agostino's not going to be happy that that opportunity was given to Kingspark.
We already know that Agostino has seen and faced off against the Kingsmen before. Again, the Kingsmen only have one loss, and that's to the Amityville Warriors. Can the Kingsmen keep up with the Warriors' aggressiveness and defense? We will need to see throughout this whole game.
Garside, who averages 27.6 points a game, which is tops in Suffolk County. He gets on the board for the first time as he converts his first free throw. 11-6 Warriors in front, 2.8 seconds left, and Garside hits a pair. 1 second, Warriors have it. Williams has to put it up. He won't get it off before the buzzer. Shot way off anyway, and that will do it. At the end of the first quarter, the Amityville Warriors, after a slow start, have opened up an 11-7 lead over the first place Kingspark Kingsmen. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter coming up right after this on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing 1 day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
This is Seville Williams for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on Amityville Broadcasting Network.
1 quarter in the books as the Amityville Warriors take on the Kingspark Kingsmen. It's senior day live at Amityville Memorial High School. Matt Grice along with Lucas Torres, Aaron Kruder on the sidelines for us today. And the Warriors, they allowed their seniors to start the game. Fell to an early 4-0 deficit. And then the starters came in, and it's been all Amityville since then. 11-7, Warriors in front as we get start for the second quarter of action. It'll be Amityville basketball. Smiley inbounds the ball. Warriors going from left to right across your screen. In the corner, it's Smiley for 3. That won't go. And the rebound pulled down by the Kingsmen. Bringing the ball up court, back in the game, it's Romano. Romano finds Lyman. Back to Romano. Romano looking for a screen, drives in the lane, up with the left hand, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Scott McConville, and he's able to draw a foul in the paint. This is a theme we are starting to see. Too many second chance and third chance opportunities that the Warrior defense is allowing in the paint.
I think the key thing that Amityville is going to need to do on defense is basically just keep their hands up and not draw that foul, because I think that's the only way that the Kingsmen are going to be able to keep up with the Warriors tonight, is between the fouls and the fast breaks maybe. But as we're seeing, the Kingsmen are trying to keep it up with the Warriors throughout this game.
McConville hits 1 of 2. He's on the board for the first time tonight. McConville, 8 points, 9 rebounds in his last contest. 17 points against the Warriors last time they played. So he likes playing against this Amityville team as the Warriors have it. Josh Garrett, fresh off the bench, in between the leg dribble. Gets it back to Savell Williams. In between the circles, far side, it's Johnson. Johnson puts up the 10-footer. Air ball, Smiley trying to grab the rebound over the back of Matthew Garside. They're going to call a foul on Christian Smiley. Actually, they're just going to say that the ball went out of bounds. Good effort by Smiley. Nope, they did call the foul, and he now has 3 fouls, and that is not good, as Christian Smiley is going to have to take a seat, and Justin Thornton enters the contest in place of Christian Smiley.
We already know that Jack Agostino is definitely not happy about having Smiley having that many fouls only in that second quarter, especially since he's one of those key players that we've seen time and time again, just grabbing rebounds, putting up shots, and drawing fouls.
So here's what that foul did. Good effort by Smiley, but not only does it put him on the bench, but it puts the Kingsmen in the bonus. So Garside gets a free walk from one end of the court to the other and easily hits the free throw. And on the 1-and-1, he'll get an opportunity for another. Warriors did a good job in the first quarter keeping Garside off the board until a pair of free throws with 2.8 seconds left at the end of that first quarter. 11-9, Warriors in front, 7:07 to go in the first half. Garside, with 14 points in his last contest, is now 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. 11-10, Warriors still up by 1, 7:05 to go, opening half. Thornton calling out the plays now for Amityville. Bottom of the circle, in between the leg dribble. Kicks it over in front of the Kingspark bench, playing catch with Williams. Williams has it, left wing. Spins to the left side. Faking a three-pointer was Garrett. And they're going to say a travel on Josh Garrett. So a turnover for the Warriors as they are looking to stop the bleeding early on here in the second quarter.
The Warriors are definitely needing to reconstruct and almost reevaluate what's going on here on the court.
Romano has a good defense by Thornton as he has him pinned in the corner near side in front of us. 2 dribbles for Lyman. Lyman gets it over to McConville, who lays it up and in, and Kingspark, just like that, is back on top. It's 12-11 with 6:20 to go in the second quarter, and Coach Jack Agostino wisely wants to talk it over. 8-0 run currently the Kingsmen are in the midst of, and the Warriors, although they played the second part of the first quarter so strongly, they've had a hard time finding their footing here in the second quarter. But I think it's been, Lucas, too many second chance opportunities, not getting the defensive rebound, and a little sloppy with the fouls. You can't have your best player on the bench not even halfway through the second quarter and expect to win against the top team in the league.
And that's a key factor. You cannot, as you said, you just can't have that, especially when you know he's a key factor to both your teammates on the court and off it. If you have one person out of it, then it's going to shut down that whole team, especially while playing together on that court. And a few more fouls and he's going to be out, which is a complete upset if you really think about it, because without him, who knows what Amityville is going to be able to do and what they're going to be capable of. And we're seeing with the Kingsmen that they're drawing these fouls and they're playing fairly well defense, but even offensively, they're made a comeback in the first few minutes of the second period.
6 seniors being honored tonight. That includes Elijah Jabbar, Justin Thornton, Tyler Hinton, Jermaine Jackson, Nick Brown, and Matthew Katz. And in times like this, you rely on your veteran presence, your leadership, and of course your head coach with 500 wins under his belt to just kind of say, calm down, we got this. Not a good start. Basketball is a game of runs. Now we have to answer back. And I'm sure that's the message in the huddle. Erin Kruder's been over there, so hopefully she'll have a report for us soon. We get a little more, but the Warriors do have it. Trailing by 1, 6:16 to go until halftime. Thornton has it, bottom of the circle, picks up his dribble, and kicks it over to Williams. Williams, right wing, in between the legs, tries to drive into paint, has it stripped away, and Matanti with the ball, gets it to Garside. Garside guarded by Sherwin Johnson. Garside near midcourt, near sideline, tries to hand it off. Now he's in trouble, looking for help, able to find it in Lyman. Lyman gets it over to Matanti. Matanti, bottom of the circle, picks up his dribble, finds Romano. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Romano needing help, trying to feed Garside underneath, and that pass sails over his head. So the Warriors get the ball back, trailing by 1, 5:34 to go in the second quarter.
The Kings been throwing a football pass straight to the ref, but I can't say much because the Warriors are yet to score in the second half.
Garrett has it. Cross court, it's Williams. Williams drives, baseline, up with the shot. He's hit hard from behind, and he will draw the foul. Shot doesn't go as Williams goes to the free throw line, but now we check in with the third member of our crew, Erin Kruder, on the sideline.
Hi, I'm Aaron Kruder with the Amityville Broadcasting Network. During the recent timeout in the huddle, Coach Agostino talked with his players and told them to keep leadership and keep fighting to stay in the game and stay determined so they can win this game. Back to you guys.
And good advice. I think we were kind of talking about the same thing. It's early on. They've already shown they can beat this team once this year, but you can't do it by missing a pair of free throws, and that's exactly what Savell Williams did right there. That's actually his third miss on the day. He's missed 3 out of 4. And back the other way, we're going to get a foul called on Amityville, and that's going to once again put Garside at the free throw line as they are in the bonus.
We're seeing a lot of fouls here by Amityville, which is disappointing in the slightest, mainly because we're just seeing them so consistently just back to back.
Garside free throw rims out, so he will not get a second chance. Warriors have it, trailing by 1. Just over 5 to play, second quarter. Thornton has it. Gets it over to Hinton, who's fresh off the bench. Download a timeout Small. He's also seeing some action for the first time today. I take that back. It's not Small. That would be Josh Garrett. Loose ball. And Nick Brown, the senior, scrambling on the floor, trying to get it. Still loose. It's like a fumble in a football game, and now we're going to get a very smart play by senior Nick Brown as he calls a timeout on the floor, avoids the jump ball. Coach Chris Rube, not happy about that call, thinks that it either should have been a jump ball or perhaps even a travel, as he is cooled off by his assistant coach Todd White. But the Warriors will retain possession. Smart foul, and a lot of back and forth action in the last few minutes here. Warriors still trailing 12-11.
The Amityville Warriors and the Kingspark Kingsmen both fighting for that ball like it was a greased pig. They were just fighting for the ball out there. And we're seeing both the Warriors and the Kingsmen having a hard time scoring in the second half. Both the Kingsmen and the Warriors are not trying to draw those unneeded fouls to give the other team a chance to score. And we're seeing that a lot right now.
Right now, Warriors doubling up the Kingsmen in a stat you don't want to be leading, and it's 8-4 on the scoreboard when it comes to fouls. And that's why every foul that's made for the rest of the half will give the Kingsmen some free opportunities at the charity stripe. But Coach Chris Rube finishing talking things over with his team. Of course, Jack Agostino, his brother Anthony Agostino, and former player, college standout, and NBA assistant coach Jason Frazier. They're in the corner for the Warriors. Amityville has it, trailing by 1, 4:40 to go. Opening half. Brown has it, left wing. Looking for a screen from Johnson. Instead, plays catch with Johnson. Johnson drives baseline, up with the shot, off the top of the backboard and in. And the Warriors reclaim the lead, 13-12, 4:25 to go, second quarter. That ends an 8-0 run for the Kingsmen. Garside hands it over to Romano, who hands it off to Lyman. Pass is tipped in the backcourt, reclaimed by McConville. McConville behind the back dribble from left to right. Ball is tipped. Warriors smothering, picked up by Hinton, looking for the fast break. It's Johnson. Johnson, one man to beat, goes up with the layup, and Johnson with back-to-back buckets, and the Warriors up 15-12, 3:45 to go in the second quarter. Romano has it, bottom of the circle. Lyman gives it off to the right side, and it's tipped away, and here comes Johnson looking for the hat trick, 3 in a row. He gets tripped up, and they're going to say, they're either going to call a travel or an offensive foul. They're going to call, looks like they're going to call the offensive foul. But now we're going to go to the third member of our broadcast crew, Aaron Kruder, on the sidelines.
Hi, I'm Aaron Kruder with the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Things are getting very heated in the last few minutes of the second quarter of tonight's game. During the recent timeout, Coach Agostino talked with his players and encouraged them to try their very hardest to take home the win. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aaron. So the Kingsmen will inbound the ball. Warriors putting on their full court presses. Passes tipped out of bounds, so the officials move from under the basket to the far sideline. Johnson trying to make the inbound pass as distracting as possible. He needs help. And his pass is tipped away and stolen by Brown. Gets it to Johnson in the paint. Hinton up with the shot from underneath. Won't go. Gets his own rebound and draws the foul. So senior Tyler Hinton will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair with the Warriors up by 3, approaching the 3-minute mark of the second quarter.
We're seeing Amityville here with a whole different type of defense. They're using a full court press and a 2-3 alternating zone on defense. And we're seeing that it's working fairly well with the 2-man moving in and out of that zone to play and cover whoever's needed.
Hinton converts on the first, misses the second. Good effort by Nick Brown, but it's out of bounds. Kingsmen have the ball. Warriors up in front against the #1 team in Division III. Baseball pass caught by John Flynn just off the bench, but he loses the handle, and it's stolen away by the Warriors. Fast break by Amityville. Thornton has it. Now in the paint. Baseline, it's Johnson. Johnson, who's had the hot hand recently. Loose ball in the paint. We get a pile up, and if they call a jump ball, it's going to belong to the Kingsmen. We'll wait and see what the call is, and they do call a jump ball. So the Kingsmen will get possession as entering back into the contest is Joe Romano. Flynn takes a quick seat, and Thomas Matanti, he also takes a seat. Just under 3 to play. Warriors up by 4. It's 16-12. Double team in the corner. Romano has it, gets free in the pass. McConville, three-pointer wide open, drained by Joe Romano. And Kingspark answers back, 16-15. Warriors in front, 2:40 to go, second quarter. Double teamed in the corner, it's Williams. And we get a call, and you can hear the crowd. They didn't like that one, as it looks like they're going to call a foul on Justin Sandstedt, who's fresh off the bench for Kingspark. So Amityville will get possession just to our right. Near sideline, it'll be Johnson, chest pass. Over to Williams, back to Johnson. In the corner now, it's Thornton, Johnson, right wing. Amityville trying to get something inside. Brown tries to force a pass, and it looked like he was expecting somebody to break to the basket. Nobody was there, and it goes out of bounds, and Kingspark gets the ball back. 16-15, Warriors up in front, 2:12 to go, second quarter. Brown out of the game. And Duncan back in the contest as Garside will take the ball up, guarded by Sherwin Johnson, who has the pleasure of guarding the top scorer in Suffolk County this year. Garside looking for a screen. He's been fairly quiet today on the open floor. Drives to the basket. Doesn't convert on the shot, but they're going to call an offensive foul on Matt Garside, whose only points today have come at the free throw line, and the Warriors get it back under 2 to play and leading by 1.
The fouls are going every which way, both for the Warriors and for the Kingsmen. It's going to be the battle of the fouls.
Duncan loses the handle, regains his composure. Three-pointer by Johnson, too strong. And the rebound pulled down by Justin Sandstedt. But Warriors smother the ball, and it's like Coach Agostino wanted to know if there should have been a jump ball there. But now they're going to say there was a foul on Amityville. So once again, Kingspark gets to take the leisurely stroll from right to left, as they'll get a couple freebies at the charity stripe. Now in the double bonus, so they'll get 2 shots. It'll be Justin Sandstedt, the sophomore guard, who will take the free throws for Kingspark.
The Warriors looking to start a revolution against the Kings and strike them down from their throne in today's game.
Sandstedt misses the first. And again, every foul for the rest of this quarter will be an automatic 2 shots for Kingspark. Second free throw also doesn't go, but another offensive board, and that opportunity is missed by McConville, and here come the Warriors. 1:35 to go, second quarter. Thornton has it, cross court to Johnson. Johnson Left wing, drives, puts up a 5-footer from the low left block. That doesn't go. And Sandstedt pulls down the rebound. 80 seconds to go until the half. Warriors with a 1-point lead. Garside brings the ball up the court. Garside, who had 23 points last time he played Amityville back on January 3rd. And we get a foul, and Garside will once again take the stroll to the free throw line. 11 fouls for the Warriors here in the opening half. So something that they are going to have to get under control, or they're going to be losing players in the second half. But Garside goes to the free throw line again. Misses the first free throw. His first miss from the free throw line today. He was 4 of 4 before that. So 3 consecutive missed free throws as McConville takes a seat. And Travis Crowley enters the game for the first time. Senior Matt Katz will come in for Hinton as he gets his first action since starting this contest. 70 seconds as it looks like Garside running over to the bench, and timeout called. So Garside with a chance to tie this game up as he tries to complete the second of 2 free throws. Garside with only 4 points to this point, all from the free throw line, with 70 seconds to go here in the first half. Overall, you're playing the top team in the league. I would have to think the Warriors are happy with where they're at. But, Lucas, you take away these fouls and these second chance opportunities on the defensive side, this could be a completely different game right now.
The refs are calling fouls left and right for both sides. And it's kind of outstanding how many fouls have been called so far. 17 in total. And we're seeing the fouls being drawn every which way. And if you got rid of all those fouls, if I'm being honest, the score could be completely different.
Garside ties it up, hitting the second free throw. 1:05 to go in the opening half. Knotted up at 16. It's Thornton to Williams. They've been playing catch all day. And Thornton with it again. Guarded by Sandstedt. Top of the key. Gives it over to Johnson. Chest pass to Duncan. Duncan in the paint. Triple teamed. Back to Johnson. Johnson from the free throw line. Way off. 45 seconds to go in the second quarter as Kingspark pulls down the board. All tied at 16. Romano has it. And we get a whistle and a timeout as Chris Rube wants to talk things over. 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. As a basketball comes rolling into our crowd mic here.
We're seeing a lot from both sides of the Warriors and the Kingsmen. They're both fighting for this game because they won't let down from offense and defense. They both want that throne of today's game, especially the seniors. For the Amityville Warriors, it is their night. It is senior night. They want it that badly.
501 would be even sweeter for Jack Agostino if Amityville can do it. If they do, they would be the only team not only to beat Kingspark, but to beat them twice, and would feel very good going into the playoffs. Right now, the Warriors are guaranteed a spot. They're still awaiting their opponent, but they do not have a home game on the schedule. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Warriors do have a 3-game winning streak. Kingspark with an 8-game winning streak. And both teams, neither one of them, want to relinquish this game. Again, 10-second differential, shot clock and game clock. Garside has it right in front of the Amityville bench on the far sideline in the corner. Now it's Garside, long three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled by Duncan. Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds to go in the half. All tied up at 16. Pressure now from Kingspark. Johnson has it, top of the key, underneath the Cats, and he hits it. Matt Katz with 7 seconds left gives Amityville the 18-16 lead. Here comes Romano driving the other end, and he can't answer. Rebound pulled down by Williams, and at the buzzer heaves it. No good, but senior Matt Katz gives the Warriors the 18-16 lead as we go into the half. What a wild finish and a great first half for the Amityville Warriors. An exciting game here on senior night, celebrating Jack Agostino's 500th win, and we have so much more to go. Don't go anywhere. The halftime show is coming up right after this on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Bye-bye. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
You have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids
This is the Warriors Basketball Halftime Show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network, where we are showing the Amityville Warriors versus the Kingspark Kingsmen. I'm Lucas Torres here with Matthew Grice, and this is an amazing game going on so far. Just to start off, in the first quarter, the Kingsmen went on a 4-0 run, and again, we're already seeing throughout this whole game, it's an amazing fight, especially between the Warriors and the Kingsmen. The Warriors looking to strike down the throne of the Kingsmen for the second time now, and it's just all up to this next few quarters.
We'll have to see what Amityville does here. It's really been a good effort, and they've played well. But when you're playing the best team, you can't afford to make mistakes, and Warriors need to be better on the glass. They need to reduce the amount of fouls. They need to be able to get Christian Smiley in this game. He has spent most of the game on the bench because he has 3 fouls already, and the Warriors do not want to see him foul out. You're playing the best team. You want to win or go down with your best player on the court.
If I'm being honest with you, Grice, I think so many people have been drawing fouls again and again, both with the Warriors and the Kingsmen. It's been on and off, especially the refs just calling it every which way, relentlessly, again and again. We're seeing
yes, it has been. And this is going for both teams. The Warriors are going to have to make some adjustments at halftime.
And now we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Erin Kruder.
Hi, I'm Erin Kruder with the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We are now at halftime of our boys basketball senior night game. Amityville is up 18-16, and the crowd has massive energy tonight from both teams. Massive energy from the staff, from students, many parents in the crowd. We have cheerleaders as well, and it's a great game so far. Back to you guys.
Amityville has been going back and forth, especially with the Kingsmen's defense and offense. In the second quarter, starting with the first quarter, we saw them go back and forth with a 4-0 run, and then the Kingsmen playing exponential defense, which was just absolutely amazing because, again, we have been seeing throughout this whole game so far that the Amityville Warriors have not been allowing the Kingsmen to score. Even in that first quarter, Amityville went on a 5-0 run, just completely shutting down all the players on the Kingsmen, especially Matthew Garside, one of the key players of the Kingsmen from Kingspark. Again, he's one of those top players that everyone has had their eyes on and everything. And now Amityville has been putting an absolute stop to it.
Garside didn't have a single field goal the entire first half. 5 points all coming at the free throw line. We already talked about that, but it's a game of runs. And as you said, the Warriors let the Kingsmen get off to a 4-0 run, but you have to remember also, Amityville did not have their regular starters in the game. They were paying tribute to their seniors as it was senior night. Once Kingspark went up 4-0, Warriors switched out, brought in reinforcements, 5-0 run, Kingspark answered with a free throw, 6-0 run. And that's how the first quarter ended and gave the Warriors the 11-7 lead after quarter one.
In quarter two, in the first part of quarter number two, it was just, there's nothing going on. It was like a desert, desolated, no scoring at all. We see what has been happening. We saw Agostino changing up his defense, and then the Kingspark Kingsmen completely changing the offense.
They did, and that along with some sloppy play, both defensively and committing the fouls, Kingspark was able to, after a very slow start for both teams, as you mentioned, go on an 8-0 run. And that changed the dynamic of the game. But then, once again, Amityville responded with a run of their own, and it was led by Sherwin Johnson.
And that they went on to lead a 5-0 run. Again, fighting back against the Kingsmen, which is phenomenal because, again, the Kingsmen are at the top of the game. They're at the top of the food chain, and Amityville is just making their way up, especially since the playoffs are coming up. This is a team that you want to beat just to get that better seat. You're going to want to see how this team plays and how it's going to vary against all these other teams comparing to them. And if Amityville can strike down the Kingsmen again, that's just going to add to their record.
Well, they certainly have shown that they belong on the same court, and the playoffs are wide open. Agostino talked about this in the pregame. After today, none of this matters. All teams go back to a 0-0 record, and guys like Sherwin Johnson, who can come off the bench and provide the spark that he did and really ignited that 5-0 run, could have had more, but took a hard foul in the paint looking for his 6th point in a row. But give the credit to the Kingsmen. They answered back with a 4-0 run again, and it looked like we were going to finish tied at the end of the first half. But then senior Matthew Katz, who has not seen a lot of playing time this year, he comes out and answers the call for the Warriors.
Now we are going into the third period with a score of 18-16. It's been back and forth with the Warriors and the Kingsmen just fighting for the ball at any chance that they get, whether it be offensively or defensively. Both teams want that ball and want that win.
And Matt Katz providing that nice spark off the bench, hitting that big shot to end the first half and giving the Warriors that lead at halftime. And they have to feel pretty good right now because I do not think they've played their best basketball. They haven't been out there with their top player. And yet here they are against the best team that they've already beaten with a lead. And I think we're going to have to see what kind of adjustments they're going to make. But for me, the keys to the second half of this game is going to be reduce the amount of fouls, find a way to get Christian Smiley involved, especially offensively, and just keep doing what you're doing against Matt Garside. Garside had 23 points last time he played Amityville. He has 5 today, none from the floor.
Again, the defense and everything throughout this whole game has been amazing. But the main thing that has to stay consistent is the fact that there's too many fouls being drawn throughout this game. And now we're going to just head back straight into it. I'm Lucas Torres here with the Amityville Broadcasting Network, joined by Bryce and Aaron Kruder.
On December 7, 2005, I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. As I was searching for the bomb, the bad guy and the bomb found me first. After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
On December 7, 2005,
this is Christian Smiley, small forward for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
2 quarters in the books and an entire half to go. It's been an exciting one here at the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium in Amityville, New York. as the Amityville Warriors currently have an 18-16 lead against the first place Kingspark Kingsmen. Matt Grice, Lucas Torres, Aaron Kruder, thank you so much for spending your Tuesday evening here with us on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Make sure that you follow us, like us, the whole works, as we love to be able to bring you Amityville sports as well as lots of other events that go on within the school district, and we appreciate all of your support as well. A fresh 8 on the clock. Christian Smiley back on the court after 3 fouls in the first half. Warriors with the 2-point lead and the ball, and we are underway as the Warriors switch sides and now move from right to left. Smiley with the first touch puts up a tough 15-footer up the side of the backboard. Doesn't go, but drives in and gets his own rebound, and he's on the board for the first time today. 4-point lead for the Warriors, opening 20 seconds of the third.
The Warriors just trying to gain their lead throughout today's game.
Lyman over to Matoni. Matoni gets it far side to Romano. Romano trying to get the pass down to McConville. Top of the key, it's Matoni. Matoni, bounce pass, baseline, dribbling it out. Romano up with the shot, off the back of the rim, and the friendly bounce. 20-18, 7:12 to go in the third quarter.
Even though the Kingsmen just scored, we're seeing that the Warriors are being smart and just keeping their hands up and not trying to draw the foul at all.
Thornton Johnson Smiley, who has the ball, baseline near side, kicks it back out to Williams. Also on the court is Hinton. Hinton with the three, baseline, drills it. Three-pointer for Tyler Hinton, and the Warriors take a 23-18 lead, 6:40 to go, third quarter. That's Hinton's second three-pointer of the contest as the ball goes out of bounds. And for Hinton overall, he now has 7 points to lead the Warriors. But on the other side, he commits a foul, first foul of the second half for the Warriors. You don't want to keep seeing that. Bounce pass underneath, trying to go up with the shot was Matonti, and Smiley, without leaving his feet, knocks it away. Savell Williams with a fast break, and he draws a whistle and a foul. As we get a substitution, Duncan will come into the game, and Hinton will take a seat as a result of the fouls. Hinton not happy with himself because of the foul, but his teammates giving him a lot of love on the bench after draining that big three-pointer.
As I've previously mentioned, we're seeing that Jack Agostino has told the Warriors just to keep their hands up in the basic type of play.
Thornton in between the circles. Chest pass to Williams, playing catch with Thornton. All the way around the world is Smiley. Back to Williams in front of the Warrior bench. Dribbles, cross court, gets it to Thornton. Thornton, a long three, rims out, and rebound pulled down by McConville. And we get a whistle and a turnover. Warriors ball, the crowd likes it, as Amityville has a 5-point lead, 6:04 to go. A foul was called on Scott McConville. And the Warriors will take that. Not a smart foul by Kingspark. Smiley inbounds, no pressure. It's Thornton. Thornton to the free throw line to Williams. Down low to Smiley. Christian Smiley starting to heat up his 4th point of the half. And the Warriors lead 25-18. Romano crosses the timeline, guarded by Thornton in front of his own bench. Crossover dribble, drives in the lane, pass tipped, it goes out of bounds. And it looks like possession will remain with the maroon jerseys. No reset on the shot clock as there's 24 seconds left. 5:37 on the game clock here in quarter number 3 as Romano gets set to inbound under his own basket. Bounce pass to McConville, and we got a foul. And Christian Smiley, who is racing to the other side of the court, will have to come back. And that will send McConville to the free throw line. As the foul is called on Anias Duncan. Sigh of relief, I'm sure, from the Warrior bench that was not called on Christian Smiley.
Again, we're seeing foul after foul going both ways, really. And we're seeing the Warriors playing a light defense because they know that they can't touch the Kingsmen anymore without drawing a foul.
Second free throw is good as McConville goes 1 of 2. 25-19, 5:33 to go in the third quarter. McConville, his third point of the day. He had 8 in the last contest versus Harbor Fields and 17 last time these two teams met. Williams has it. Kicks it out to Thornton. Drives in the lane. Back out to Williams. Long three-pointer. Rolls around the rim and into the hands of Thomas Matanti. Matanti brings the ball up court for the Kingsmen. Lyman thinks about a shot. Gets it back to Matanti. Matanti hits Williams, backs off, three-pointer by Garside, and number 5 with the tray. That is not the person you want heating up for the Kingsmen. It's now 25-22, Warriors in front. 4:48 to go. Is in the lane, driving hard was Williams. A follow-up falls. Great job by Justin Thornton. And the Warriors continue to put pressure on in the backcourt as they lead 27-22.
Amityville knowing that they can't put too much pressure on defense here.
You just have to be smart about it, and I'm sure that was discussed at halftime. Be aggressive but not over-aggressive. Garside again, back-to-back trays, and he is heating up. 27-25, that cuts the Warrior lead to 2, approaching the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Matt Garside with back-to-back three-pointers. He now has 11 on the day. In the corner, it's Smiley, draws the double team, gets it back out to Thornton in the lane. Floater doesn't go. Duncan trying to get the offensive board. He loses that battle to Romano. Romano tries to get it to McConville off his forehead. Loose ball in the paint. And it looks like the fumble is recovered by a maroon jersey. And a smart play by Scott McConville as he calls timeout, so keeping possession in favor of the Kingsmen.
I think we can see Agostino is realizing that 2-3 zone is no longer working on defense, and he might need to switch it up to a 3-2 so that he can work out that three-point shooter, Matthew Garside. We just saw him hit 2 back-to-back threes. Now Amityville has to work their way around that new development.
So that actually adds to his total. I'll have to double check this, but it looks like his Suffolk County leading total, and in fact it is. He was tied with 61 three-pointers with Brady McGowan from Eastport South Manor, but he has 2 three-pointers in the last couple of minutes here, and that will once again put him at the top of the scoring standings for Suffolk County. First half, the Warriors did such a good job keeping Garside off the scoreboard other than at the free throw line. You do not want him to get the hot hand, because even though Kingspark is very balanced offensively, they will ride Garside, and if he truly is the top offensive player in Suffolk County, the Warriors need to shut him down fast. And to your point before, Lucas, you have to be careful with the fouls, and I wonder if that's going to play a role in getting Amityville's head a little bit, and they don't play the aggressive style we're used to seeing them do. 27-25. Warriors in front, 3:46 to go here in the third quarter. Matt Grice, Lucas Torres, Aaron Kruder. And we thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Amityville Broadcasting Network Senior Night, celebrating Agostino's 500th career win as head coach. And it's also the last game of the regular season. Dangerous inbound pass poked away by Thornton, but McConville able to chase it down in the backcourt, needs help, and finds Garside. Garside is met at the timeline by Thornton, double teamed in the corner, picks up his dribble and gets it over to Lyman. Lyman down low to McConville, dribbles in the paint, spins, Smiley hits the deck, and McConville lays it up and in. Tied at 27, 3:20 to go in the third quarter.
Amityville just trying to gain back their lead, especially after pulling foul after foul.
Three-pointer swatted away by Garside, attempted by Duncan. And here comes the maroon jerseys. It's Romano with speed, drives in the lane, shot off the back of the rim, doesn't go. Smiley with the rebound, gets it ahead to Thornton. Thornton in the paint, scoops it with the right hand. That shot won't go. And the rebound pulled down by McConville. Speed the other way as Lyman has it. Loses the handle, it's Romano. Momentarily slows it down. In the paint, underneath, shot by McConville, and he gets the roll, and Kingspark just like that, back on top, 29-27, 2.5 to play in the third quarter.
Amityville calling a timeout, actually. And we're seeing that Amityville has not been able to draw a foul so far. Meanwhile, the back-to-back with the Kingsmen, it's been foul called, and we've even seen some late calls on a jump ball.
Smart timeout by Jack Agostino as he clearly sees the momentum switching sides here. Currently, Kingspark is on a 7-0 run, and that's what's allowed Kingspark to come back. Amityville was winning 18-16 at the half. Kingspark has taken their first lead since really the middle of the second quarter. And I'm sure the message once again is simply going to be from a veteran coach to veteran players, just stay calm. Clearly, Amityville have showed that they can play with these guys, and they just have to stay the course. Now, Kingspark, on the other hand, I just keep feeding Matt Gardside at this point.
Honestly, I would need to agree with you because right now, he's a hot hand. And especially if he gets fouled, it's going to be an easy 2 points at this point, especially with how many fouls have been going on throughout this game.
.148 seconds to go in the third quarter. Warriors trailing by 2. Fresh off the timeout, it's Williams. Williams dribbling from right to left. Pass intercepted by Garside. He's doing it all. Drives to the basket, up and in, and they're going to charge him with an offensive foul. Matt Garside gets hit with the charge. Great job by the Warriors planting their feet and allowing the contact to happen. And the Warriors, let's see if they can take that momentum shift and turn it into points. Amityville still trailing by 2. 2:13 to go in the third quarter. Thornton and Williams in the backcourt. Smiley joins them. Smiley has it. Back to Thornton. To Smiley, cross court. They play catch with each other. It's Thornton. Thornton, chest pass to Johnson. Back in the contest. Way cross court to Smiley. Open try off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound pulled down by Romano. 29-27. 1:47 left in the third. Pass is tipped by Thornton. Thornton gets it. Driving and gets fouled. Thornton will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair as he is helped off the floor by his teammates. And now we go to the third member of our crew, Aaron Kruder, on the sideline.
Hello, I'm Aaron Kruder with the Amityville Broadcasting Network. During the recent timeout, Coach Agostino told his players some offensive strategies that they would need to integrate into the game to carry out the win in the last few minutes of the third quarter. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aaron, and I think one of those strategies probably be aggressive offensively as Justin Thornton ends the 7-0 run for Kingspark as he hits the first of 2 free throws. Thornton coming off a game in which he had 13 points. The senior co-captain drains the pair, and the Warriors have tied this game up at 29. It's an exciting contest. 95 seconds left in the third quarter. Joe Romano has the ball guarded by Thornton. Right wing bounce pass. Finds Lyman. Dribbles once. Now it's Garside. Garside gives it up to Sandstedt, fresh off the bench. And Garside again gets called for the charge as he is being aggressive. And the Warriors are doing exactly what they should be, which is planting their feet and taking the hit. And that's 3 offensive fouls called on Matt Garside this game. Warriors not backing down, being intimidated by him. A much better performance so far than the last time these two teams met.
Both the Kingsmen and the Warriors both know that they basically can't touch each other well on defense unless they want to draw that foul.
Down low to Brown, fresh off the bench. His layup is up and in. Good ball movement by the Warriors. And Amityville back on top. Under a minute to play, third quarter. It's 31-29.
Amityville, we're watching them play some safe defense, trying not to put their hands on the Kingsmen at all here.
Garside has it. 42 seconds left in the third quarter. 16 on the shot clock. Driving to the basket was McConville. Can't get the bucket, but does draw the foul. So McConville will go to the free throw line. Clock stopped at 37.8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Nick Brown called for the foul. That's the third team foul for the Warriors here in the third quarter. Much better than the first half, as McConville's first free throw is strong off the back of the rim. And we'll get a substitute here as John Flynn enters the game. And taking a seat, and this is big, Matt Garside. He's got 3 fouls in this quarter. And with him off the floor, this is a chance for the Warriors to add to their 2-point lead as we get some confusion here. Coach Chris Rube calling the officials over to the scorer's table. Maybe a discrepancy in the amount of fouls that Garside has. We'll have to wait and see. 31-29, Warriors out in front. This has been a great contest, back and forth action here on senior night at Amityville Memorial High School. Entering the game for the Warriors, Josh Garrett steps on the court as he is fresh, seeing his first action since the second quarter. And the officials and Coach Rube seem to be content. Regardless, Scott McConville still at the free throw line, and he will get to shoot a pair. First shot, and I guess they said that the foul was committed before the shot went up. Maybe that's what the conversation was about, because McConville misses the free throw, and it's a one-and-done opportunity. So the Warriors will get the ball back, leading by 2. 36.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. About 1.5 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Smiley, crosses midcourt. In between the leg dribble, cross court to Thornton, back to Smiley. Back to Thornton. Smiley and Thornton playing catch. It's Williams in the near corner. Smiley again. 16 seconds, 15 on the shot clock. Brown forces a pass to Josh Garrett. Too hot to handle. It deflects and goes out of bounds. So junior guard can't handle the pass. And just like we saw this in the first quarter, Warriors holding on for the last shot, unable to do so. And now the Kingsmen have an opportunity to take the last shot. Shot clock will be turned off. 12.7 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Kingsmen trail by a pair. And it'll be Matanti to Romano. 6 seconds left. Romano driving in the lane. And we get another charge. A foul called on Joe Romano. Offensive foul. Matt Katz taking the charge off the bench. And clearly Coach Agostino has a strategy here. Defensively, plant your feet and let them run into you. Warriors will get one more opportunity here in the third with a 2-point lead and 5.5 seconds on the game clock.
Agostino, being a veteran of the game, knows exactly what he's doing here, especially.
Thornton has it, 2 seconds, and we get a whistle and a timeout called. Thornton able to get the ball past the timeline, so the Warriors will get to inbound on their side of the court. 2.5 seconds left, and Agostino wants to draw up a play so that the Warriors can hopefully get a good look for the last shot of the third and potentially build on their 2-point lead.
As I was mentioning before, Agostino, being a veteran of the game, has this concept and idea that has been working, as we've been seeing. Just plant your feet and take the hit. We know that the refs are going to call the foul regardless of what's going on. And Agostino has realized this. Honestly, both sides have realized this. It doesn't matter if it's offensively or defensively. Just draw the foul and you're going to get it called.
It's interesting because the theme of this game has turned into fouls, and it hurt Amityville in the first half, but I would love to find out, and hopefully Aaron can ask Coach Agostino at the end of the game if that was a strategy, because we know the Kingsmen are aggressive. They drive to the basket. And to stop that without getting called for a foul, you have to plant your feet and allow the offensive player to take 2 steps before running into you. And if you do that, you get the charge. And it's worked out in the Warriors' favor. There have been 4 offensive fouls called in the third quarter against the Kingsmen. Both teams finished talking things over. I'm sure Chris Rube, head coach of the Kingsmen, is telling his players, make it as difficult as possible for the Warriors to get an open look with 2.5 seconds left. So it will be Savell Williams who will inbound right in front of the opposite press row, right at midcourt, slightly into Warrior territory. Justin Thornton on the court for Amityville, along with Smiley, Brown, and Josh Garrett. Ball is in play, 1 second left. Smiley with the long turnaround 3. It was close, but off the back of the rim and falls harmlessly to the floor. 3 in the books here in Amityville. Warriors with a 31-29 lead. It has been an exciting game. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion right after this on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. All right, same thing. Count me in from 10.
When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about
This is Justin Thorne, position,
underage
small forward for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
3 in the books, 1 to go. Warriors with a 2-point lead over the Division III leader, Kingspark Kingsmen, looking for their second win of the year against the first place squad. Now, let's go to the third member of our crew, Aaron Kruder. Thanks, Aaron. We start the fourth quarter. Warriors with a 2-point lead in the paint. Wide open look won't go for Matthew Lyman, but the Warriors lose it. A 3-pointer, that's short, taken by the Kingsmen, and out of bounds. Amityville has the ball and a chance to add to their 2-point lead. Final frame here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. It's senior night. It's celebrating Agostino's 500th win. Matt Grice, Lucas Torres, and Aaron Kruder bringing you tonight's action on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. As Garrett goes up with the right hand and gives the Warriors a 4-point lead, 33-29. 7.5 to go in the fourth. Matanti, cross court to Romano. Right wing, it's Garside off the bench after taking a rest because of foul trouble. Finds Romano in the paint now. Left upper block, gets it back to Matanti. Matanti left wing. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Driving baseline, picking up the dribble was Romano. Up with the shot, and good.
The one thing that I'm noticing here on defense, Amityville's having full coverage of number 5, Garside.
And a turnover. Here comes Romano, up with the left hand and over the reach of Christian Smiley. And within a matter of seconds, we are tied up at 33, 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter.
The fight is on between the Warriors and the Kingsmen. Who will come out on top?
Thornton, top of the key. Williams, far baseline, puts up a 3-pointer. Off the front of the rim, no good. Uncontested rebound for McConville. And here comes the maroon jerseys. It'll be Matthew Garside slowing things down as he crosses the timeline. Right wing, guarded by Johnson's done a good job on Garside today. Wide open 3-pointer and drilled by Thomas Matanti from the left wing, uncontested. 36-33, Kingspark back on top, 5:45 to go. 7-0 run now for Kingspark. 15-footer by Thornton, rims around, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Romano. Romano, far sideline, thinking about a 3-pointer was Matanti, instead pulls up. It's Garside. Garside right in front of far press row. Guarded by Thornton, looking for a screen. Thornton says, I don't think so. Looking for another screen. Thornton stays with him. Garside picks up his dribble and forgets. He's called for the double dribble, and it is a turnover. A rare mental mistake by Matt Garside, and the Warriors will get the ball back trailing by 3 as Hinton comes in the game, and Josh Garrett takes a seat.
The Warriors acting like a rogue behind the throne, trying to take down the Kingsmen.
Thornton has it. Bounce pass. Smiley. Left side. Back to Thornton, bottom of the circle. Thornton guarded by Romano. Thornton tries to drive, hits a wall of maroon. Smiley, 15-footer, and drills it on the baseline. Christian Smiley ends the 7-0 run, and the Warriors are down by 1, 4:50 to go in the fourth quarter.
This is going to be an extremely close game with both the Warriors and the Kingsmen fighting for this top position.
Romano crossover dribble, gets an open look, picks up his dribble, now gets it to McConville in the paint. Back to Romano, left wing. Romano hands it off to Garside. Garside needs help, gets it to Romano at the free throw line. Bounce pass, left, right block, up with the shot, doesn't go. And it's Smiley with the rebound. Here comes Johnson, 1-on-2. Johnson takes it himself, up with the right hand. That doesn't go. And Garside with the rebound. Garside pushing the tempo. Far sideline, driving, puts up a 5-footer and sinks it. 38-35, Garside with the 2. And the Warriors trail by 3 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
The Kingsmen playing a 2-3 zone, just trying to keep them out of three-point range.
Hitting in the paint, kicks it back out. Williams, wide open tray, and drills it. Savell Williams answers back big time and ties this contest up at 38. 3 3/4 to go here in the fourth.
The Kingsmen looking to strike down the Warriors and get back in this game and take the lead for themselves.
Left wing to right wing, Matante, and he gets called for a foul. So a foul away from the board, away from the ball, and the Warriors will get the ball back. It'll be Justin Thornton inbounding just to our right. 38-38, 3:28 to go in quarter number 4. Thornton to Johnson, back to Thornton. In between the circles, looking for a screen from Smiley, finds Williams. Right wing, it's Thornton. Fakes a pass to Smiley, now gives it to Williams. Williams puts up a 10-footer. That doesn't go. Rebound, pulled down by Hinton, up with the shot, and draws the foul. The Warrior bench likes it, and so does Hinton. All smiles as he goes to the charity stripe with a chance to give Amityville the lead back.
Can you feel the energy in that atmosphere between both crowds just going at it, looking for that win? With 3 minutes and 10 seconds left, the score is currently tied in period 4. Both the Amityville Warriors and the Kingspark Kingsmen looking to come out on top.
Hinton hits the first free throw, his 8th point of the day, as Justin Thornton gets a well-deserved break. And entering the game, senior Jermaine Jackson. Second free throw from Hinton, hits that one as well. So the Warriors up 40-38, approaching the 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Joe Romano slowing things down. No pressure from the Warriors now as Romano stands in between the circles. Warriors back in his zone. Jackson guarding him. Left wing, bounce pass in the paint to McConville. Having trouble, right low block. It's Lyman looking for help. And a three-pointer again by Matthew Garside, and it rattles in. 3 trays in the second half, and a whistle and a timeout on the floor as the Kingsmen once again take the lead, 41-40, 2:41 to play in the fourth quarter.
The Warriors looking to get a lead. Not even both teams are looking to get this lead just to come out on top. I know for a fact both teams don't want to go into an extended overtime, because if they go into overtime, it could be anyone's game, especially with the back and forth that is happening. Again, we have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play, and the score is so close that it could be anyone's game.
16 points now for Matthew Garside, who had a very quiet first half. 5 points, all from the free throw line, nothing from the floor. But he has been very strong in the second half, only limited by the fact that he has had to spend some time on the bench for 3 offensive fouls from driving in the lane. But as you said, Lucas, this has been a fun game, and it's going to end the way it deserves to end on a beautiful night here in Amityville. 2:41 to go. It's been back and forth. The Warriors right now find themselves trailing the Kingsmen by 1. Let's go to the sideline with Aaron Kruder. Thanks, Aaron. 2:37 to go. Warriors with the ball, trailing by a point. It's Justin Thornton. Smiley's on the court. So is Josh Garrett. He's back in this game. There's a three-pointer by Williams, and he drills it. You hear the crowd behind him as Savell Williams makes them come to their feet and salute. Warriors back up by 2. It's 43-41. 2:20 to go in the contest. Romano, pressure. Ball loose, backcourt, scramble, still loose, fumble, diving, Thornton up with the shot and hits it. The place goes nuts as the time ticks below 2 minutes. Warriors back up by 4, 45-41 as the ball travels out of bounds and we get a whistle. Great job by the defense to turn that into 2 for Justin Thornton.
Justin Thornton acting like the Amityville Warriors tribal chief as of right now, striking down the Kingsmen, adding to their lead.
Garside going to try to take this one into his own hands, and as he drives, we get a whistle, and this one will not be on Garside. This one on Sherwin Johnson. And look how important it is, Lucas, that this time around Amityville has not committed too many fouls. Kingsman not in the bonus, so they will just inbound. McConville down low. Romano up and under. That doesn't go. We get a whistle underneath, and they are going to call a foul. Christian Smiley thought it was going to be Amityville ball, and we'll have to see if the officials, and they do, they're going to say it's a shooting foul, so that'll send Joe Romano to the free throw line. 45-41. Amityville in front with 1:43 to play. Last game of the regular season. At the top of the league standing sits Kingspark as Romano hits the first free throw. And a timeout on the floor as teams want to talk it over. You heard the PA announcer, Gerald Asbell, say playoff intensity, and he is absolutely right. It is a 3-point Warrior lead with 1:43 on the clock. And at the free throw line, Joe Romano, he's already hit the first. He'll get a chance for a second one coming up in a moment, but this has been an exciting game. Kingspark came into this contest with a 12-1 record in league play this year. That one loss coming to Amityville back on January 3rd. Kingspark has had the Warriors' number over the last few years also, eliminating them from the postseason. If Amityville does lose today to the top team in the division, they won't make it easy, but the Warriors are trying to enter the playoffs with the rest of Suffolk County saying, hey, you know what? This Warrior team might be the real deal.
The intensity in the room is up there. We're sitting here between both the Amityville Warriors fans and the Kingspark fans as well, and we're hearing both sides getting rallied together and just trying to
So let's reset. It's senior night. Last time for the likes of Elijah Jabber, Tyler Hinton, Jermaine Jackson, Nick Brown, and Matthew Katz to play in front of their home fans. Warriors with a 3-point lead, 1:43 to go. Here's the second free throw, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Justin Thornton. He will slow things down. Warriors with a 3-point lead. 95 seconds to go in this contest. Zone defense for Chris Rube and his Kingsmen. Down low to Williams, wide open on the left side, and he hits the 2. Savell Williams extends the lead to 47-42 with 1:20 to go. And we get a whistle, and now let's go to the third member of our crew, Aaron Kruder, on the sidelines. Thanks, Aaron. 47-42, a minute 20 to go in the game. Warriors on top, bounce pass down low. Romano up with the shot, doesn't go. Christian Smiley with the key defensive board. And with 70 seconds remaining, the Warriors with a 4-point lead. Now the Kingsmen putting the backcourt pressure on. Hinton, wide open, slows things down. Back to Williams, and we get a whistle, and they're going to call a foul. It looks like the foul will be on Matthew Lineman. So the Warriors will go to the free throw line as they are in the bonus. So a one-on-one opportunity coming up for Savell Williams, who has been hot as of late. A big three-pointer. Also scored the last basket for the Warriors. Wide open layup underneath from the left side. And he has a chance to potentially make this a 5-point lead. Can't hit, but Hinton with the offensive board. And that pass couldn't be handled by Williams. It goes out of bounds. And actually, they call a foul. The Warriors are going to catch a break here. Foul is called once again, sending Williams back to the free throw line. And Williams, with the clock stopped at 57.8 seconds, and the Warriors with a 4-point lead, now in the double bonus. First free throw rims out. Williams has been strong on the floor, but not so good today at the free throw line. This is a big shot here, a chance to put Amityville up by 5. Can he do it? Here's the free throw off the front of the rim and gets the friendly roll. Timeout called by Coach Chris Rube for the Kingsmen. 48-42 with 57.8 seconds left. And if you needed anything else besides a senior day celebration and a 500 victory celebration for Coach Agostino, what a great way to end the regular season, regardless of how this game comes to a conclusion. It has been an exciting one here, and the Warriors have a chance to do something truly special. Currently, they have a 6-point lead with 57 seconds remaining.
As you can tell, the pressure is on for both teams, especially right now. We could hear the Amityville Warriors crew, their tribe, their whole group cheering them on as they are going into the final minutes of this game. Kingspark is looking for a way to fight back. All they need is that few points to get back in this game.
Both teams finishing up conversations with their respective coaches. The Warriors will take the court first. It'll be Tyler Hinton, joined by Justin Thornton, Sherwin Johnson, Josh Garrett, and Christian Smiley. Can the Warriors hold on, or do the Kingsmen have one more comeback? We are about to find out. Thomas Matanti in the game, along with McConville, Lyman, Romano, and of course, Garside. Lyman, Romano has it in the paint, kicks it out, tipped out of bounds, pass intended for Matanti, and it will remain in the hands of the Kingsmen. 49.8 seconds in the game. Warriors up by 6. Kingsmen looking to inbound. They find Matanti. Matanti gets around the screen, double team. It's Garside, right wing, tries to split the double team, gets tripped up, and a foul is called on Amityville. We'll have to see if it's on Smiley or Hinton. And it looks like it's going to be on. Looks like it's going to be on Johnson. Number 4 is not even in the game right now. I think that's on 24. Oh no, he is in the game. I apologize. He's in the backcourt. So that will send Matthew Garside to the line, where he was 5 of 6 in the first half. Senior Nick Brown, they call him Downtown Nick Brown because he is a threat from beyond the arc. He steps out onto the court. 44.5 seconds left. 6-point Warrior lead, but Garside gets to shoot with no time ticking as he hits the first free throw. A big free throw by Garside. And it is now 48-43 with 44.5 to go. And he drains them both. Garside, if you want to be the best player in Suffolk County, you have to be clutch, and Garside does it there as we have another timeout. Both coaches want to once again talk things over. It is a 4-point Warrior lead, but Lucas, we have seen some very, very quick runs and shifts in the score and the leads in this game. And even though Amityville has it, no lead is safe. We'll have to see what kind of pressure the Kingsmen come out with.
In these final seconds, it's really going to come down to all the fouls, especially with the Warriors and the Kingsmen. Both teams, as we've seen throughout this whole game, have been drawing fouls left and right, intentional or not. And both teams just need to find a way to work around that.
Right now, the Warriors in the double bonus, so any foul will give them free pass to shoot 2 free throws. But Kingspark also in the bonus, so they get the 1-and-1 opportunity if the Warriors foul. Right now, it'll be Kingspark potentially looking to foul. We'll have to see how much time they're willing to let tick off the clock before they do that. 35 seconds on the shot clock when we resume. 44.5 seconds left on the game clock here in the fourth quarter. Warriors with a 4-point lead, looking to knock off the Kingsmen for the second time this season. Long conversations, the officials telling both teams, let's pick it up. Warriors will take to the court first. It'll be Johnson, Brown, Smiley, Williams on the court for the Warriors. And Thornton as well. Johnson set to inbound, trying to get it to Brown. Threads the pass, Tom Brady style. Brown is fouled, grabbed from behind by John Flynn, probably in the game in order to commit a foul without hurting some of his other players who have more fouls on their docket for the evening. But that will send Brown to the free throw line. What a pass, threading the needle to get that to Brown and extend the opportunity.
I think we're going to see the Kingsmen's coaches bring in some players that have been on the bench just to get the fouls, even though that could possibly hurt them a lot.
Brown, first of 2 attempts. That one doesn't go. So the Warriors, some missed opportunities here with the free throws, and immediately the starters come back in, which is to be expected. 48-44, Warriors up in front, 41.1 seconds remaining in the contest. Brown missed the first free throw, has a chance for a second. Can't get it, and the rebound is pulled down by the maroon shirts. It's Garside. 36 seconds left, 30 on the shot clock. Garside has it, picks up his dribble, double team, and we get a whistle and a timeout. Smart timeout called by Garside as he was trapped. Good defense by the Warriors. And once again, both teams will talk it over. Warriors have 1 timeout left for the Kingsmen. That was their last timeout. Here's the situation, 48-44, Warriors are in front. 31.5 seconds on the game clock, 26 seconds on the shot clock. It's Kingsman ball, but it is a 2-possession game.
I think we know for a fact that Agostino, especially right now, knows for a fact that they're going to be trying to work the ball to Matthew Garside, and he's just trying to just eliminate him from the equation completely.
What'll be interesting is what does Kingspark do if they can't convert on this opportunity? I would expect them to foul the Warriors immediately. So Amityville is going to want to have strong defenders, but also they're better free throw shooters in this game as well, because they've missed a couple opportunities from the charity stripe here. They've actually missed, so far, they've had 5 free throws in the last couple of minutes. They've only converted on 1 of them. That's the game right there. If they hit those free throws, this game is probably put away. So can Kingspark take advantage of 1 more opportunity? They trail the Warriors by 4 here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. 31.5 seconds left. 5.5 second difference between the shot clock and game clock. An extra long conversation between Chris Rube and his Kingsmen. The officials tell them to get moving, and they do. Both teams take the court. It'll be Romano inbounding in front of his own bench. Cross-court pass. It's Garside, puts up the tray and drills it. Matt Garside with the three-pointer. And it's 48-47, 20 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. We get a whistle and a smart and necessary foul from the Kingsmen. That'll send the Warriors to the line. They have to convert. Warriors with a 1-point lead, 19.5 seconds left. And A timeout called. It's got to be by Coach Agostino, as only his team has a timeout left.
I'm going to be honest here with you guys. I think we're going to see Agostino tell his team to just hold the ball as long as they can.
Well, they have to shoot the free throws first. So if they miss on the second free throw, you have to try to get that ball out to the top of the key, get it to somebody that's open who can run some of this clock off. There is still a lot of time, and we have seen a lot of quick swings and points today. It will be Savell Williams to the free throw line, who has been red hot on the floor, but ice cold from the charity stripe. Can he change his fortunes? Can the Warriors get their second win of the year against Kingspark and finish off the regular season on a 4-game winning streak? They currently lead by 1. Make that 2. Savell Williams drains the first free throw. 49-47, Warriors in front. 19.5 seconds left to go in the contest. Williams up with the second shot and gets the roll around the toilet bowl. 50-47, Kingspark going to have to hurry. Here comes Garside, 15 seconds left, takes it himself, throws up a wild shot and hits it off the backboard, 50-49. 10 seconds left, Smiley gets it in, and immediately Williams is fouled by Matthew Lyman, and Williams will have an opportunity to go back to the free throw line again, but you see why Matthew Garside is regarded by many as the top player in Suffolk County. An almost impossible shot that he hits to keep his team in the game. It's 50-49, Warriors in front with 8.1 seconds left. Williams at the free throw line. He'll get a chance for 2. First shot off the front of the rim, no good, and the pressure builds. Warriors with a 1-point lead, 8.1 seconds. Williams trying to extend it to 2. Free throws up and good. 51-49, and Coach Agostino will spend his team's final timeout. What a game today. You couldn't ask for anything better on senior day. Last game of the regular season. It's only going to get more exciting with the playoffs coming up. Warriors will not get a home game, but they are in the dance and have an opportunity. But right now, none of that matters. All Coach Agostino and his crew is focused on is trying to hold off the Kingsmen's final push. But remember, there's a reason they're the top team in the league. We'll see what the Kingsmen come back with. They will have the ball with a chance to tie or potentially take the lead. And I'm sure if there's one thing Agostino was saying, do not let Garside get open beyond the arc.
I got to be honest with you. Matthew Garside, number 5 on the Kingspark Kingsmen, is absolutely lethal from beyond that line. Every shot he's taken, I think we've seen gone in, drained completely. And Amityville just needs to keep him out. Just needs to force him to take a bad shot, or honestly, don't even get him in that equation at all.
Matt Grice, Lucas Torres, Aaron Kruder here with you on the Amityville Broadcasting Network Senior Day. 8.1 seconds remaining in this contest. The Warriors and the Kingsmen back and forth all night. Right now, Amityville finds themselves on top, 51-49. The Kingsmen have the ball. Can the Warriors hold on? Referees trying to tell Chris Rube in the huddle, you got to get back out here. Warriors are ready to go. It'll be Thornton, Johnson, Williams, Hinton, who's earned himself playing time, played a great game as a senior, and of course Christian Smiley. Pressure in the backcourt for the Warriors. Ball in bounds. Clock is ticking. McConville has it in the backcourt. Garside with the ball, 2 seconds. Trapped, chucks up a three-pointer. He almost hits it, but it rims around and out. It would have been an impossible shot, but it was not meant to be. And as the clock strikes 0, the Amityville Warriors get their second win of the season against the Kingsmen, their 4th in a row, and they get set to go into the playoffs in high style. 51-49, your final. What a win for the Amityville Warriors.
Again, what an amazing game that we just saw. And I just want to point out, the Amityville Warriors starting that revolution at the beginning of the game and striking down the throne of the Kingsmen. What a game. again, all the seniors that have been playing for the Warriors, an outstanding game, especially with the Kingsmen. Both teams played absolutely phenomenal. This was beyond high school basketball. This could have been considered what college ball is like. And again, I don't know how many times I can say it, but what an amazing game played here tonight.
Well, the Warriors finish off in style. 4-game winning streak. They improve their record on the season to 8-6 in the league, 12-8 overall. And they do it in style against the team that has been the team to beat so far this season. The Kingsmen will fall to 12-2 in league play, 14-6 overall. And Aaron Kruder will hopefully get to speak with Coach Agostino in just a moment, but it looks like Agostino wants to have a quick word with his team, so we will get you that in just a moment.
Again, as we've seen again and again from the Warriors, anyone that gets in the Warriors' way will just be strike down, as we've seen with the Warriors and the Kingspark Kingsmen. For the second time now, the Kingsmen have lost to the Amityville Warriors here at the Amityville Memorial High School. Fred Williams Memorial Gym. This is where it went down, and that's where the Amityville Warriors won once again.
I'll tell you what, Lucas, it doesn't cost anything to get in here, but everybody got their money's worth tonight. It was a beautiful ceremony to start the evening off, honoring the seniors, the 6 seniors all together. That includes Elijah Jabbar, Justin Thornton, Tyler Hinton, Jermaine Jackson, Nick Brown, and Matthew Katz. Then there was a presentation to Coach Jack Agostino congratulating him on his 500th win. And then we didn't know what to expect. Was it a fluke when the Warriors beat the Kingsmen earlier in the year? Or are they serious and a contender? And I have to say, after beating the #1 team twice and the way the Warriors finished the regular season, you cannot take this team lightly as they head into the postseason.
I think we can both agree, not even us alone, but everyone that has witnessed this game today, that the Amityville Warriors are absolutely lethal, both offensively and defensively. These two teams are going to be a matchup if they end up meeting in the finals.
Aaron Kruder will have Coach Agostino in just a moment, so don't go anywhere as we'll get his final thoughts on really a great day. But if you go back and look at this season, a lot of ups and downs. Brand new coach, even though it was an old coach returning, but you have players that had only played with Coach Gordon Thomas before this. Has to come into a new gym, coming out of COVID, all new players. You have to build that chemistry, and they've been working very hard. They've been doing it since the summertime, holding practice to try to build this chemistry. They came out of the gates flying, surprising a lot of people when not a lot of people picked the Warriors to be at the top of their game this year. Then in the middle of the season, they hit a bit of a slide as the Warriors lost several games in a row. But they finish up the best way you can with 4 straight victories. And again, this is a team that can possibly go on a run in the postseason. They have the talent, but you see what a difference makes in coaching as Coach Agostino gets the most from his players. And we'll have to see how much they have left in the tank. But it should be a fun ride as this one is far from over after the Warriors get the 51-49 victory.
As we've seen from the Warriors, they knew the Kingspark Kingsmen had a win streak of 8. They did not care, and they fought this game through and through. Both teams played absolutely spectacular, especially some of the players on the Kingspark Kingsmen. Garside, we saw at the end of the game, almost hit a 3 from out of nowhere.
That was a wild shot. It looked like, I didn't know if he was passing or what. He chucked it up, and he put so much topspin on it that it spun around and out. But had he not put this topspin, he might have hit that. That would have been, in my opinion, that would have been the shot of the year.
Again, Garside was absolutely one of those players to look out for. And we're going to go to Aaron Kruder.
In just a moment, we'll be with Coach Agostino. Jack Agostino walks back onto the court with our very own Aaron Kruder. All smiles as we will hear from the head coach himself. Coach getting hugs from fans, alumni, all the players in attendance. And now we head to Aaron Kruder, who's with Coach Jack Agostino.
Hi, I'm Aaron Kruder with the Amityville Broadcast Network here with Coach Agostino after an amazing 51-49 win against Kingspark. Here, ask you a few questions. So, with the amount of people in the crowd, from the supportive parents and students to the cheerleaders, how do you think the energy from the spectators impacted tonight's game?
Amazing. That's the difference in the game. Honestly, the crowd was so powerful. Like, we heard them every possession. It just really motivated our guys.
Yeah, that's good. And how exciting is it to beat this team twice and end on a 4-game winning streak?
Well, listen, it's a whole new season starting tomorrow, so we're all 0-0. So, yeah, it's a nice win tonight. They're a very good team, well coached, and, you know, we played pretty well against them tonight, so hopefully we continue it the next couple of games.
Thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win. All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Aaron. We appreciate it. And this was quite the game, incredibly exciting the whole way through. And we have plenty more to talk about. We have a post-game show. We have to break this one down. So don't go anywhere. Post-game show coming up right after this is the Warriors pull off the upset at home 51-49 against the Kingsmen of Kingspark. Don't go anywhere. Post-game next right here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
Affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
51-49 is the final, and now I turn over the duties in our post-game show to Lucas Torres.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We just saw an amazing game between the Amityville Warriors and the Kingspark Kingsmen. I'm your host, Lucas Torres, here with Matthew Grice, and what a spectacular game. We saw in the first quarter, Kingspark started off with a 4-0 run, but Amityville fought back with a 5-0, leading into the second quarter 11-7, but that's where it was all make it or break it. Within that second quarter, there was such just a stop and a stalemate going back and forth, but guess what? That led through and throughout this whole game, leading into quarter number 3. We even saw, even though the Kingspark Kingsmen went on a 7-0 run, that didn't stop Amityville at all. They kept on fighting, trying to figure out that defense, and even at one point, I was able to catch on that Agostino was singling out Garside completely and having him getting double-teamed and just completely nullified from the equation on the court.
Garside did get a hot hand, spent some time on the bench, which worked out in the Warriors' favor after taking 3 offensive fouls, but you could see how good he was. He almost ended up winning this game single-handedly, which a player like that's going to make the Kingsmen dangerous come the postseason. But the Warriors did, like you said, what they had to do. Even though Garside had his points, they didn't let him beat them in the end.
Again, the Kingsmen are number 1 in the league, and we've already seen Amityville beat them once, and they came here and did it again. What an outstanding game by both sides. This is by far one of the best games I've seen at all throughout the season.
It was exciting. It's probably the best one that you and I have had the pleasure to call this year in terms of excitement. I'd like to take a moment to pay some tribute to a couple of really key players here. The Warriors are very happy that Savell Williams is not a senior, and he's coming back next year as a junior. He played a big part, especially down the stretch. Got to the free throw line when he needed to. Missed a couple of key free throws, but hit the big ones at the very end. Plus, an unbelievable three-pointer that energized the crowd. A couple of big buckets, field goals from the floor. And he really helped the Warriors get over the top. Also want to give a shout out to senior Tyler Hinton, who started today as a senior, usually came off the bench this season, but he had a big game for the Warriors. Strong defensively, strong offensively, had a couple of big three-pointers, 2 on the day to be precise. Congratulations to him in his final game here at home. But the Amityville Warriors, they're going on to the postseason feeling really good about themselves, even though they will be on the road. At this point, you have to say they have just as good a chance as anybody.
I got to give it up to the Amityville's underdog today, Matthew Katz. He came off of the bench, scored that too, and I think, I'm going to be honest, that was the motivation, especially during that second quarter. When he put those 2 points on the board, you could see that the atmosphere completely changed. Not to mention, Matthew Katz also came off of soccer winning the championship, and now he's on the basketball team, giving the motivation to his whole team.
As a goalie for a state championship, I'm sure if you asked him about pressure, he would say it doesn't bother him. And I agree with you. That shot that he hit off the bench, and this is somebody that has not had a lot of playing time. He actually spoke with you guys before the game started in a tribute show for the seniors, and he said how excited he was about getting his first varsity points just a few games ago. He comes in off the bench at the end of the second quarter in what was back and forth and hits a shot with 2.5 seconds left that gives the Warriors the lead. So, clutch, absolutely. He may not be a starter, he may not be a main offensive threat, but he's somebody I think Jack Agostino knows that he can rely on in a big situation and not let the moment get the best of him.
It was absolutely amazing all around, especially in that final quarter. It was neck and neck. It was like watching a race, just watching both teams go back and forth on the court. It was such a close game, but in the end, it could have been anyone's game. And I'm going to be honest, if you eliminate those fouls, it quite literally could.
What was a great season for the Amityville Warriors is just what I've been saying for the last several minutes. Don't count them out. This could be a sleeper team, and in fact, I don't know. I think the secret's out after this win today. No team better take this team lightly. This Warrior team, they could be one and done in the postseason, or they could really go on a serious run. They have the talent, they have the coaching, and they have 6 seniors who are not ready for their season to come to an end. So congratulations to the Amityville Warriors on an excellent regular season. But as Coach said, there's a lot more work to be done. The records are now 0-0, and it's anybody's game going through.
Now the Warriors are going to be going into their next playoff game, and it's going to be a completely clean slate, and it could be anyone's game. I think, as we've all realized, the Warriors are a family that is not meant to be messed with. What an outstanding game by both the Kingspark Kingsmen and the Amityville Warriors. The Kingsmen went 12-2, Amityville 8-6. Again, final score 51-49. Amityville Broadcasting. Have a good night.
Go to AmityvilleWarriors.com for upcoming broadcasts and events. This has been a presentation of Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.